Hello, guys. I'm back with a story here. The article is not very long, um, but before I get into it, I just want to apologize. The neighborhood is shooting off fireworks, so I'm sure you'll hear that in the background. Um, but this news story I found on WSAZ.com. It's a News Channel 3. It says, Ohio mom charged in death of toddler found alone in soiled playpen. A Cleveland mother is facing charges after being accused of leaving her toddler home alone while she went on vacation. According to prosecutors, Crystal Candelario went on a 10-day vacation and left for dead her 16-month-old daughter at their West Side home. When she returned on June 16th, Crystal Candelario found the toddler unresponsive and called the police, prosecutors say. According to a press release, the 16-month-old child was discovered in a pack-and-play on a liner soiled with urine and feces and with soiled blankets. Emergency personnel pronounced her dead at the scene. Prosecutors say the little girl, identified as Jalen Candelario, was determined to be extremely dehydrated at the time of her death. Prosecutors allege Crystal Candelario visited Detroit, Michigan, and Puerto Rico over a 10-day period, leaving her child home alone at the time. It is unfathomable that a mother would leave her 16-month-old child alone without any supervision for 10 days to go on a vacation, Prosecutor Michael O'Malley said. As parents, we are supposed to protect and care for our children. Imagining this child suffering during her last days of life alone is truly horrifying, and we will do everything in our power to seek justice on her behalf. Prosecutors say a grand jury returned an indictment on charges including aggravated murder, felonious assault, and endangering children. So that's all that the article says. I would like to discuss this a little bit. So this mother, it said in another article that she took her older child with her. So I don't know how old that child was, but clearly this mother didn't want to be drugged down by a 16-month-old. So she took the older child with her and left the 16-month home alone. And neighbors had said in an interview that they are aware of other times she has left her 16-month-old home alone, which I'm thinking, if that's true, then why didn't you make a report that this child was being endangered? So that bothers me a little bit. But how stupid do you have to be to think that a 16-month-old in a playpen is going to survive being alone for 10 days without diaper changes, without proper drinks and food? How stupid do you have to be to put two and two together? If you left an animal home alone for 10 days without proper food and water and came home, chances are they'd be dead. So what do you think a 16-month-old baby, what kind of shape are you going to discover her in, especially when she's confined to a playpen? I don't get it. What is wrong with people? How are people so ignorant that they're causing the deaths of their own kids? And I've seen story after story like this. Parents doing stupid things and causing their children to die. And then they act so surprised and shocked that their child died. And it's like, do you have any sense in your head? I don't get it. I could leave my children in charge of an infant and they would know not to leave that child unattended for 10 days. So yeah, I don't understand it. I'm going to try to follow this case a little bit, maybe. There's just not a lot out there about it right now, but I would love to know your opinions on this. Are you following this story? Did you just happen across it like I did? But what do you think? And what do you think should happen to her? Do you think she should get the death penalty? I'm pretty sure they're going to make some kind of a deal with her. I read that she pled not guilty to the charges. I did read that. I don't know how she even has the audacity to do that. But, um, prosecutors like to make deals. And they like to say, hey, if you do plead guilty to this and, show remorse, we'll let you off. You'll only do 15 years or whatever deal they make with them. And I think it's sick. I think people like this did the crime and they need to do the time. And she took a life, so it should be a life for a life. That's what I think. So let me know below what you think on this issue. And if I can, I'll try to update later. And as always, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can be notified of future content. Thanks.